Hello grapplers and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about the bad matches, the good matches, and the regular matches Zangief has. This is based on my experience, so yours can change. Also, let me explain the things right here. Simple, hard, very hard, please no. Even though a character can be in the simple area, it doesn't mean that you cannot lose to it. Same with the please no, you can have a character here and you can beat him. It all depends on several factors, but this is mostly based considering the amount of tools Zangief has and how he has to approach the matchup. That doesn't mean you cannot beat every single character in the game, but variables, man. There's so many. Maybe the Bison player doesn't know the matchup, so it could be easier for you. Also, I think I should have Zangief somewhere. I'm gonna have to move Zangief at some point, probably the end, to see where I can put him. Let's go for simple. What do I mean by simple? This is basically game plan that you can use, and usually it works for whatever you need to do. Your buttons rarely whiff, and if they do, they're punished, but they not as harsh. They cannot technically bait you that much in that matchup, that you will get most of your buttons. Also, Lariat works, Spirit is very strong, etc, etc. So it's a very simple matchup to tackle. I'm gonna just throw them in here, so that doesn't mean the first one is going to be harder than the last one. I'm just going to throw them. Let's start with Manon. Manon is a very interesting character. Me, at least, she's the only other grappler in the game. Worse than Zangief in some areas, slightly good in others, and in some, she just sucks. The issue Manon has with Zangief is the long pokes you have. Standing heavy punch is really annoying for Manon. She only has one really extremely good poke in that matchup, and that is a standing heavy kick. And although she can put Zangief in burnout, she doesn't have all the tools you need to really approach this one. You have to be careful, obviously, with sweeps and the command normal, that is another sweep. More often than not, you will be out poking Manon in several areas. Her jump is not necessarily the best, even though she has a really good jumping with jumping heavy kick. Your lariat rarely whiffs in this matchup. Your sweep is long, so you can punish a lot of things. She's just throwing, like a bad standing heavy kick can be punished by SPD if you're close, sweep if you're far, standing heavy punch is likely holding the standing heavy punch, and she doesn't have a Shoryuken. She has a lot of gaps where you can go for super level 3 even, so she's not necessarily the best character equipped to fight Zangief. Even though she has a lot of mix-up potential, especially in the corner. If she throws you to the corner, you're gonna probably be guessing for days over there. Again, your pokes are very strong in this matchup. She doesn't deal a lot of damage. You can anti-air her with Lariat or standing heavy punch, or you can even jump with her with medium punch, which stops several of her sequences. If she tries to go for the mix-ups with the back jump or the command normal, the command throw in the air, or the dive kick, you can basically stop her with different pokes, mainly standing light punch, Hell Staff. You do have options. She's fast. Her best poke in this matchup probably is a standing medium kick. She doesn't have technically a Shoryuken. She has a very good anti-air though, which is kind of annoying when you have to jump with Zangief. But she's not necessarily the best character to fight Boy. Her supers don't do that much damage. Her buff to the speed is not, again, not anything Zangief can't deal with. The threat with Zangief when you play against Kimberly is the mix-up potential. If you manage to survive the mix-up, probably you're gonna win the matchup. She needs to win and win fast. Tackle that matchup very, very active. You need to right reversal sometimes, you need to forward jump, you need to wake up super level 3 sometimes, because she has some gaps. And Yoroki as a Zangief player is pretty decent against her, again, because she doesn't have a Shoryuken. She has to wake up with right reversal or super level 1 or 3. Probably super level 1 is going to be the most common one in this matchup. This is probably the easiest one to understand. He doesn't have the pokes, the speed. He can't punish some of your best attacks like sweep. It's very hard to punish sweep with Honda. Probably Honda is going to be trying to whiff punish you with standing heavy punch to get a punish counter, or jump with the jumping command normal. That's going to be the most common thing he's going to do. That doesn't mean that's good. In fact, I feel Honda struggles a lot in this matchup. His sumo headbutt is -3. That means every time you block a sumo headbutt, assuming you're not in burnout, he has to guess if you're going to go for a SPD or a crouching light kick or anything else. So he's very, very weak in this game overall. I don't think there's a proper way of buffing him. I know we're not talking about buffs necessarily. This is just my opinions on matchups. Your standing heavy punch basically beats almost every single option. It is insane. You beat almost everything, like from sumo smash to sumo headbutt, some of the pokes. So he has to go for something like forward heavy kick. And he has good anti-airs. That's true. He has good anti-airs. You can even wheel kick a bunch in this matchup. If you whiff something, if he has a full stock or a full amount of meter for drive and super, he'll probably do more than 5.2 2k, which is significant. He doesn't have the best corner carry unless he uses a lot of meter compared to other characters. It is better than Zangief, I have to say. Well, any of these characters have better corner carry than Zangief. Jaime is just a very simple match. First of all, I consider Jaime a very incomplete character until he gets to drink level 3. The die kick is not good necessarily. The command grab is just very specific. So there are some options that can beat some of your buttons, but overall, Jaime doesn't do enough damage, and if he wants to drink, he has to risk some options against Zangief. He always has to guess between Oki and drinking. I feel he needs to be way faster than in other matchups in order to win this one, because Zangief can easily threaten Jaime with a lot of buttons. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but if you slightly hold the standing heavy punch, you can beat again a lot of his options. Probably the most annoying thing Jaime has against Zangief is the sweep. If you space yourself perfectly with Jaime, Zangief has no option. His best option on block against the sweep is standing medium kick, and if you whiff it, he can go for another one and get into a drink. A good standing medium kick, crouching medium kicks, which are fine, very good for the things he has to do, but most of the time he needs to get super fast to the maximum drink level, and even then, he's not necessarily that threatening to Zangief. You can always go for standing medium punches to stop a lot of drive rushes. His Shoryuken is exceptionally bad on block, so Zangief can go for a neutral jump drop kick, and he needs the meter to get some decent palms and Shoryuken. So every time Jaime gets punish countered, he doesn't like it. He's losing a lot of meter just to get a few drinks in. It's definitely a character that I feel conflicted about in the general terms of the game. This is gonna be a hot take probably, but I feel that Jaime in the future, let's say maybe, I don't know if next season, but in a couple of seasons, he's gonna be the best character in the game. But for now, he's just very simple when you play Zangief. I thought he was going to be one of the best characters in the game. That turned out not to be the case. He has some short buttons, some very strange combination of tools that can work sometimes against Zangief, like the crouching medium kick target combo, but most of the time he doesn't have necessarily the buttons you need to keep Zangief away. He's gonna go for the target combo, the standing medium punch, heavy punch, spaced, so you won't be able to punish technically. If he's close, you can go for SPD, but that's probably gonna be the best thing he can do against Zangief. His Shoryuken sometimes whiffs. He does deal a good amount of damage. Also, the crouching medium kick combo is very good against the standing heavy punch. And he has a lot of Oki. And in Burnout, he's gonna be an issue. You can use your Smetana drop kick at some distances against his power wave. His Burn Knuckle, if you get used to it, you can react with your standing heavy punch. You can even react with super level 2 if you're really fast. You can neutral jump a bunch in this matchup, and he won't be able necessarily to punish you, especially if he throws fireballs. He doesn't have the range, nor the frames. So that's the main issue. Of all these characters, he's the closest to move to any other place around this table if he gets a few buffs. It's more like an inconvenience sometimes to fight. And you don't see that many terrorists that play at the highest level. But usually terrorist struggles a lot in this game, even against some of these characters. Like, I don't think a Terry player really wants to fight Jaime or Manon. He's very close to being good. Why do I mean by hard? You do have some options. However, some of them might not work in this one. Probably your standing heavy punch could get stuffed, or the characters can really threaten Zangief. You might need to block more than in simple, for example. This is gonna be one of those where probably you need to jump a lot or do something that could be a very committal move, like a random drive rush compared to the simple one, where you might not need to drive rush that often. Here you might need to jump and drive rush way more. Guile is a very interesting matchup in this one compared to how it was in Street Fighter 4 and 5. I feel Guile is not necessarily the best character in the game. He's very good overall, has a bunch of pokes, he has a bunch of anti-airs, that's for sure, but he's very meter hungry. And burning Guile up is very easy because he needs to use the meter. He cannot play without drive rushing or using OD Sonic Boom. And that's the thing that probably benefits Zangief the most. You can SPD a lot of tools, sweep the Sonic Blade. Super level 2 is very strong against this guy, so he cannot go. If you have super level 2, he should stop throwing Sonic Booms. That's very good for you because then you can walk standing heavy punches, standing medium punch. So you don't need to respect this guy a bunch. Since he's usually going for the one hit punish counter move, again, your standing heavy punch will do wonders. You have to be careful about the crouching medium kick, which is pretty strong. It's probably one of the best characters in the game, if not the best character in the game at the moment. However, if you're really objective with the options you have as a Zangief player, you'll realize that you can fight Ken. The Dragon Slash is not that threatening compared to other characters. You can use SPD or Super Level 3 in some of the Jinrai pokes on block, so he's not safe when he goes for Jinrai if you have super level 3. On block medium Jinrai is -7, so that's pretty much asking to eat at super level 3. Standing heavy punch beats the thunder kick, overheads, dragon lashes. You have the pokes to contest the drive rush or the crouching medium kicks. You can space yourself, so Ken has to go for the standing heavy punch or the standing heavy kick. He has a stupidly good corner carry, and you will die in the corner when Ken throws you in there. He goes for neutral jumps, heavy punches, he will throw you a bunch of times. He has a lot of tools. Your crouching medium kick beats almost every single sweep on block, or you can even standing medium kick. Your sweep is also very strong because this guy will be walking a lot. Standing medium punch also pretty good because his crouching light punch is pretty short compared to other characters. He has to rely more on medium punches rather than light punches against Zangief. Very annoying. I know his drive rush crouching medium kick is absolutely nuts. The fact that people can drive rush and throw a fireball, well, they can throw a fireball and drive rush, I should say, is still pretty much nuts. If you're being absolutely objective, I feel Ken is doable with Zangief. The same thing applies to Luke, which is another of the best characters in the game. Probably, for me, they're the best characters in the game right now. With Luke, for example, he will go for the knuckles. Probably he will charge the knuckle a bunch of times. You can neutral jump punish very hard. You should super level 2. Your sweep is very strong. Standing heavy punch is likely charge. Again, very strong too. The biggest threat Luke has against Zangief is the crouching medium kick. And also, well, the corner carry. All of these guys probably can and Luke more than Guile, but these two have a stupidly strong corner carry. Your long pokes are gonna keep these two in check. But again, Luke is a very volatile character, so you do have to be ready for everything. You never know with these characters. Always be on the lookout for whatever Luke wants to do, but again, overall, if we take into account all the things we have, you can stop a Luke player from doing whatever they want to do. I think the biggest issue in this one is the fireball game. Even though you can use knee, smetana dropkick sometimes, you can even use the air drop kick or the whale kick to go over the fireball, is a very hard read. Also, your standing medium punch in this matchup can be easily contested. Juri standing heavy punch. Her super level 2 is basically pressure 24/7. Standing heavy punch in this matchup is godlike. But be careful, she has some 2 hitting moves which she can use for DRCs, and she will be in your face very fast. Also, her jumping attack where she hits you down, I think it's jumping down heavy kick or medium kick. You have to be very careful with that one. But overall, I don't think this matchup is that terrible. The fireball is the main issue. The rest of the time, she will be drive rushing like crazy. As she is. This is just me, maybe, but of all the characters we've taken into account at the moment, she's probably gonna be the most common one to backdash. Because she can take you to the corner, do a backdash to bait your super level 3 or SPD. But again, the main thing is the fireball. If you know how to deal with it, and you are not scared of the fireball, probably she will backdash a bunch. Only is very interesting in this game. I feel she has a lot of freaking tools. Probably of all these characters that we've taken into account in hard, she has the most annoying crouching medium kick because the crouching medium kick goes well with all the rest of her pokes. Her anti-airs are also pretty good, and she has a lot of mix-ups with the stance. She can go for an overhead or mix you up with several things. Her super level 2 is extremely fast, so she can punish a lot of things and also allows her to go into a combo. The stomps are very annoying to deal with Zangief. Have some options, but you basically need to guess because she can go for an empty one into a throw, she stomps into something else. Your pokes are very long, and she has to commit to a bunch of stuff even if she doesn't want to. If she plays the matchup very safely, that's probably a good thing for you as a Zangief player. But the crazier the Chun Li is, the harder it is for Zangief. Like those Chun Lis that just do the tensho kicks out of nowhere, short pokes and low damage. That's probably the reason why he's in hard. And I know, super level 2 is annoying no matter what character you play. So with Zangief, you do have some options. For example, you can SPD him, take the tornado to your side, so you can just wake up pairing if you do light SPD. You can use super level 2 to go over the SPD and hold the direction correspondingly. You can use OD Lariat and some of his strings. Generally easy to anti-air compared to other characters. His tornadoes, you can DI the weirdlings. He's always trying to escape. That's why you see a lot of Rashid players don't liking the Zangief matchup, and this appears to be the case since Street Fighter V. Like any of the hard characters, or I should say even of all the characters in the game, he can put you in the blender. If you're in Burnout, probably there's no one easy if you're in Burnout with Zangief, and this guy, he will take you faster to Burnout than other characters, because probably if you don't know the matchup specifically, you're gonna be blocking more than just parrying or jumping. I feel Ken is harder than Ryu. The thing with Ryu players is that they have the damage. Ryu players can chill because they have the tools. Good Hadokens, you have to be always careful about the Hadoken Hashokeki. They can just drive rush and throw you. Good anti-airs, good poking. But generally speaking, his buttons are not necessarily the best against Zangief. Probably the most useful button he has against our guy is a standing heavy punch, the solar plexus, and that's probably it, because the sweep can be punished by Zangief's own sweep, so you can sweep back, which is not necessarily a common thing in this game, so be very wary of the sweeps you can sweep against. You can use a lot of crouching light punches and standing light kicks in this matchup because he wants to be closer, even though he's a really good zoner. He's an annoying character to be sure, but again, very similarly to Chun Li players, the crazier the Ryu player is, the harder it is for Zangief. The dive kick is so freakingly strong, and you don't have a proper way of stopping her. She's in the hard category. She can even go in the very hard category, to be honest. But her poking, while strong, she doesn't do a lot of damage unless she baits you into doing something. But she's not necessarily the highest damaging character in the game. You will pretty much survive the super level 3 unless she has CA and goes for a full meter dump combo. She has some really good pokes like back heavy kick, the sweep, crouching medium kick. Your standing heavy punch, your standing medium punch, probably your sweep are gonna really put Cammy in problemos. She doesn't want to be in the corner. She doesn't have fireballs too. She has to go for probably crouching medium kick and standing heavy kick the most. If you play carefully and you get really used to wave punishing, probably this matchup is gonna be very simple. Until she starts doing the freaking dive kicks. It's something I feel Capcom needs to fix. Dive kicks. This dive kick is way too strong compared to other dive kicks like Jaime. I don't know why they made his super level 1 so safe. His drivers, even though it is super fast, he tends to lose due to the acceleration of the drivers and the amount of time of the amount of distance he travels. You can easily get standing medium punch counter hit. So every time, more than any other character in this list so far, he's probably the easiest one to counter poke with standing medium punch. If he goes for the knee, the jumping knee, you can lariat. You can punish very hard the jackknife. His super level 1 is not a reversal, so even though it is fast and safe, if he has super level 1 and he's in burnout, you can just go ham like a crazy person. He will need to guess. Again, this is a hard matchup because Deejay has a lot of spammable moves. Sobat, the target combo is insanely strong now. But you as a Zangief player, even though you find this matchup annoying, probably any other character than Honda or Manon, you're gonna find them annoying. I do have to be honest, and I feel you do have the tools to stop Deejay from doing Deejay things. If you stop Deejay from drive rushing, that's one step towards your W. The thing that feels hard in this matchup is the range of some of her normals. Compared to other characters, she can more easily go into the QCD like the upper punch, and the OD one gives her Oki or a super, so she has a lot of options. She can even anti-air with the Gladius in this matchup. But there's a lot of empty jumping if you play Zangief against Marisa. Marisa has to guess a bunch with armor against Zangief, and that's a bad thing because every time she wakes up with armor or even the super level 1 with armor, you will throw her. So you get used to a lot of spine busters. If you get used to the distance, you can sweep her more often than not. Crouching medium kick is very strong here because the armor, unless it's the OD version, is not full body, but her super level 3 extremely annoying, a lot of damage. The standing heavy kick probably is the one you have to be more careful about, because I'm going to repeat myself like any other matchup in the game. She's not impossible compared to the ones we're going to see in very hard, and please no, you need to guess to win. Compared to this one and this one, here you're guessing. You're absolutely guessing, and they can push Zangief into situations where there's little you can do, even compared to the hard one. People will tell you that Bison is not that difficult with Zangief. I don't know about that. Bison can make your lariat whiff. Standing heavy punch pushes Bison away, so if you try to, for example, poke with crouching medium kick, he can space himself with the standing heavy punch and go for a punish counter. Bomb is very, very annoying. Very easy to anti-air with Psycho Crusher. The knees, the double knee press is spaced. Very, very, very annoying. If you are in burnout against Bison, he can even kill you with just cheap damage. Anti-airs are very strong. Absolutely disgusting damage. So there's little you can do against Bison. Probably neutral jump is going to be your best tool. But even in the air, you can sometimes wave your jumping medium punch, which is arguably the best option against the Devil's Rise. But you can sometimes trade with him, and that's no bueno. Absurd driver's speed, a fantastic crouching medium kick. He has almost everything but a shuriken. And the super level 1 has a lot of corner carry. She can easily easily beat you. The poison pool you can almost never escape. Fireball drivers extremely strong against Zangief. Good pokes with the standing medium kick, standing heavy punch. But probably the biggest issue is gonna be Serpent Lash. If you're in burnout, probably that's GG. Aki players at this point have figured out the distance to go into the knives, the jumping attack, so you cannot use crouching medium kick to go under her. This is just an annoying matchup. And it's very easy to be in burnout because you will be blocking more than anything. Because you never know. Is she gonna go for a Serpent Slash? She's gonna drivers grab me. She's gonna go for a drivers crouching medium kick on my wake up or overhead. It's a very annoying matchup. Your buttons just simply don't reach her. You have to take some executive decisions, like a random driver sometimes into a standing heavy punch, random drop kick, random DI. You'll be playing very randomly against Saki. She has the upper hand, and usually when Saki players win against Saki, it's because they took her to the corner because she made some bad decisions and she dies there. This guy walks so stupidly fast. Well, same with Bison. They walk very fast. Forward medium kick, absolutely annoying. I have no idea why he has no hurtbox around his hands when he goes for the Go Hado. He can bait the lariat easily, so you'll be jumping with buttons more than using lariat. Same thing with Bison and same thing with Aki. Absolutely stupid Oki, high damage. People will tell you that Zangief does good against Akuma because you deal a lot of damage against this guy, but have you seen the amount of damage this guy can output? He's the hardest Shoto in the game compared to Kian and Luke and maybe others and Ryu. You can't even standing heavy punch in this match because sometimes you can just back walk the standing heavy punch and punish you with standing heavy kick. And the sweep, for some reason, is very strange, very difficult to punish. He's just like a very complete character, and the lack of health is not enough to balance this matchup. Blanka has it all. A Shoryuken, mix-ups, damage, buttons are very hard to punish, weird jumps, very easy for him to put Zangief in burnout. You need to be pairing a lot against this guy just to not get into burnout. He has the sweep, the down forward heavy punch, which has a lot of range. The Blanka ball is possibly impossible to punish with Zangief unless you react very early with Lariat or OD Lariat. And if you're in burnout, I don't even know how you punish that thing. You can perfect parry, but even if you perfect parry, you have to drive rush in order to punish the Blanka ball. It's just insanely difficult. A lot of mix-ups that you cannot just escape with Zangief, because even if you go into a dry reversal, you can sometimes get hit with the Blanka Chan. Super level 2 is just hell for every single character in the game, but since you don't have a proper Shoryuken with Zangief, you will be taking a lot of dry damage. It's just one of those matches that the more you play, the more you realize how bad this is. They share a lot of things. The reason why the Please No contains Dhalsim, JP, Lily, and Ed is because the pokes these guys have literally outpoke almost every single option you have. You cannot drive rush against these guys. You cannot try to outpoke them. Super level 2 will probably be completely wasted on these guys because they can just bait it. They have good setups for Zangief to be baited into supers. They can just loop their Oki against Zangief. Just for example, Dhalsim has a standing medium, crouching medium punch, which beats the recovery of the knee. The fireball game is very strong against Zangief, so you have to guess. JP has a standing heavy punch, good anti-air with crouching heavy punch. The neutral jump heavy kick is extremely annoying against Zangief. Lily has crouching heavy punch. Looping Oki, what do you do against the powered up Spire? It's just guessing at that point. Ed has standing medium kick, crouching heavy kick. You can punish almost every single attempt at the drive rush from Zangief. Also, the standing heavy punch loses to the standing medium kick. You can sometimes beat the standing medium kick, but that's not necessarily the case all the time. You will be eating a lot of Psycho Snatchers. You have almost no tools to fight these guys. The majority of the time, if you beat a Dhalsim, a JP, a Lily, or a Ned player, it's because they made some huge mistakes in the matchup. So you have to rely on your patience and wait for them to do something that they shouldn't. Objectively, they don't have the best reversals. You'll see that Dhalsim, well, he doesn't have a super level 2 reversal. He has to guess with super level 2 or 3. JP has no Shoryuken. You have Amnesia, obviously, but you have no Shoryuken. Lily has a Shoryuken, but the best option is a powered up Spire, the Shoryuken Spire with OD. And Ed has a very slow Shoryuken, but the poking game, that's the issue. In the poking game, they can easily outpoke Zangief and take him to the corner and keep guessing, and guessing. That's the issue with these 4 guys. Now, to be fair, if I had to move Zangief, because obviously you can play the mirror, that'd be probably over here. It's not very hard, or please no, but he's hard. He's not simple. Because Zangief against Zangief, you can sweep Zangief Standing heavy punch is just a mess. You can in some matches you can even use standing heavy punch like all the time. Standing medium punch is also pretty good to stop a lot of things Zangief can do against himself. You can use a lot of it against the fake jumpings. He's not the best character to deal with himself. Maybe I forgot something. Again, if you have something to add, please do so in the comments. If you really like this video, please subscribe to the Siberian Lab. You can also go to the twitch.tv/Siberian Lab to talk more about Zangief. Take care of yourselves, keep playing grapplers, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.